So here we have our 4-sensor digital dash gauge. This gauge would be used if you have a total of 4 height control valves in your truck and trailer. Typically this would be like a dual height control valve dump truck with a trailer A and a trailer B, or any combination of 4 height control valves. So I'll walk you through how to set up the input modes and the names. So we'll go to the wrench icon and go to settings, arrow over to the right. And here, this lets us pick between user config, which was what we're about to do, or average all. You wouldn't really use average all unless you have some Volvo trucks have 4 height control valves on the drive. So that's really all that's for. So just arrow past that. And that gets you to config names and config inputs. So we'll start with config inputs. And this map shows how the sensors are, what relationship they have to each other. So right now, because of this straight line, 1 and 2 are averaged together, and the rest of them are independent. So this would be like a dual height control valve drive, 3 would be trailer A, 4 would be trailer B. So if we wanted to change that, we could say maybe we have a single height control valve drive and a dual height control valve trailer. So we would average 2 and 4, and that would separate 1 out. So now 1's gonna be by itself, 2 and 4 are gonna be averaged. Actually, we should have done 3 and 4, so let's fix that. So yeah, 1 would be your truck, 2 would be your trailer, and then 3 and 4 would be like a dual height control valve trailer at the end. So any combination of that, we'll go ahead and go with the dual height control valve truck and singles on the trailer. So got a straight line, and then the rest of these are slashed. So go back and go to config names. And here we got 1 and 2 steer, 3 trailer A, and 4 trailer B. So we want to rename 1 and 2 to be our drive. So we'll just tap on that, and we'll call that drive. And then 3 trailer A and 4 trailer B. Those are already set right, so we don't need to mess with those. And then we'll go back. And now most people would want to turn on estimated steer. That would work if you're in a dump truck hauling gravel or dirt or something that's really even. That'll work just fine. It bases the steer axle weight off of the drive axle weight. So if you're hauling like concrete blocks, that wouldn't be a good idea because you wouldn't know how weighted they are forward or back. But something that's nice and even and level, you can usually get away with having estimated steer on. So we'll go ahead and turn that on, and I'll show you what that looks like on the home screen, or on the weight screen. So we'll go home, then we'll hit weight. And we've got our estimated steer, our dual height control valve drive, trailer A and trailer B, and our total gross for the whole system. And so now you would go through and calibrate all of those axles empty and then loaded. You can look at one of our other videos for how to do that. The process is the same. You just go to settings, calibration, and then you've got your steer, your drive. You can arrow over to get to your trailer A and your trailer B. And then inside each one of those is an empty and a loaded option. So while you're empty, do all 4 of those empty, and then load up, go across the scale again, and then do all 4 of those loaded. You can't do them at the same time. You have to make sure that you're empty and that empty weight matches the scale ticket. And then when you're loaded, go across the scale again, enter it at that time. If you try to enter them at the same pressure, it won't let you do it. So that is it for our 4-sensor dash gauge. All right, so I want to walk you through the different weight display modes we have on the digital dash gauge. This is the summary screen. You're probably all familiar with that. That's the one people like to use. It shows all the axle groups in one place, your steer, drive, trailer, depending on how you have your truck set up, and then your total. But if you hit the right arrow, you can go through each one individually. So you'll have your steer and your drive and your trailer. Now the next screen is what we call the net weight screen. So all this allows you to do is just zero whatever the total weight is at any time. And it's separate from calibration. It won't affect your calibration at all. You can hit it as many times as you want. It's the same thing as zeroing like your kitchen scale or like a tare button, you know? So if we hit 0, it's gonna go to roughly 0. And that would be like, let's say you had a truck and trailer and you're monitoring all the axle groups, your steer, drive, and trailer, and you're empty and you're about to get loaded. So you hit the 0 button. Now you can watch and see how much they load you. So if your bill of lading says, oh, this is a 20,000 pound load, you can just watch that thing tick up and it should be 20,000 pounds. So, and like I said, it doesn't affect any other calibration. So just, you can hit that 0 button as many times as you want. So if we hit right arrow one more time, that gets us to our actual total. And then one more time gets us back to the summary screen. So the net weight, you just have to remember that if you're only monitoring your steer and your drive, the net weight zeroes the total. So since your total doesn't count your trailer, you can't really use it for that case. You just want to remember that. So if you're using it to check your bill of lading weight, just make sure that your truck captures all the axles on the one cage.